afternoon, students. Today we are going to talk about a new story which is named as Demosthenes. Now, in the very beginning, if you have read the story about Demosthenes, or if after reading you have got to know about the character, then you might have understood that what is the moral. Well, that we will know definitely at the end of the story, but here you can get an introduction here, or just a brief thing about the story of Demosthenes. If you see here, it's written that if at first you do not succeed, try again. And this is not only the lesson for the chapter, but it is a lesson for our whole life. For everyone, a person should follow this. Whenever you try anything new, you are not supposed to fail, and you are not supposed to lose your confidence even if you fail for the first time or second time. There may be failures, but that does not matter. The most important thing that matters is how you get the confidence from there, how you push up yourself and get into the work again. Okay, so let's start the story. So first of all, we get to know that Demosthenes, he was a very shy kind of person, and he was born with a very severe speech problem. So the problem that he was suffering from, that was a speech problem. And let me tell you one more thing we have got to know. We'll see here that he wanted to become a great orator of his time. Okay, he wanted to become one of the greatest orators of his time. So that is one of the wish. Now, first of all, who is an orator? Who gives very nice speech, or who are very good speakers. Now, for being a speaker, you need to speak properly, but that was what Demosthenes was lacking in. Okay, he was having the problem in speaking. So just forget about how he will give the speech, because we will get to know now that as a boy what kind of a person he was, Demosthenes was, and what are the other problems, what was causing problem in his path of getting success to become a great orator. Now you see here Demosthenes, it is written here that he was very shy and delicate. He was a very weak kind of personality he had, and he was also very shy. And when he went to make his first public speech, he was nervous and he lacked confidence, and that's why he was stammering. Stammering, you all know what it means. When you are trying to speak something but you cannot, and you stop and you speak. Okay, you are not fluent in that. He could hear people laugh and jeer at him, and we can just imagine that when we are in front of a lot of people and we cannot talk properly, we are not talking properly, so how is the audience going to respond to us? We just can imagine that. Okay, so you here can also imagine about Demosthenes when he was standing in front of the people and giving the speech, but was not able to speak properly. The audience was losing interest and they were making fun of him and laughing at him, laughing at Demosthenes. But still Demosthenes, he tried to continue, he tried to press on, but unfortunately he had to stop his speech and he left from there. He actually could not bear the thought that people were laughing at him, and so he decided that he needed to do something about it, and he started a journey which made him one of the greatest Athenian orators. Well, that happened at last, no doubt, but what was the journey, what happened, how did he make up for all the things, what were the struggle that he faced, that we will get to know. Now, first of all, Demosthenes' father, we need to know about Demosthenes' life also, or the people related to him. So, Demosthenes' father, he was quite wealthy. Okay, he had lot of fortune. He was very rich, and he was the sword maker of Athens. He was a wealthy sword maker. That means he was very popular there. But he had died when Demosthenes was 7 years old only. Well, that's not the end, because we cannot just conclude that there will be any problem. Because why? Because we know that Demosthenes' father, he had lot of money. Okay, so yes, definitely Demosthenes' father, he had left the whole fortune for his son, so that his son will not have any problem. But guess what happened? Demosthenes' guardians, they were not careful with his money. The remaining members of the family who were there, okay, in the family, they were not careful with the money. So what they did, either they lost some of the money or they spent on themselves. That means they were very careless with the money. And money is one such thing that, let me tell you, that once you have earned it, just for once if you earn it and you just keep sitting for the entire life, it is not going to remain the same. Money is not such a thing. You need to keep it earning every day to make it increase. Okay, that's a very normal idea that we all know about, right? So that's the thing. So they were either losing it or they were spending it on themselves. Basically to say that they were very careless with the money. And then what happened? What was the result? Demosthenes was not left with enough money to afford good education. So that was the problem. That was again a disadvantage. Now we already know that he had a speech problem. He could not speak, and now he was not even able to get good education for him. Okay. So that's why this was the reason that Demosthenes was very angry with his guardians. And he thought, he was thinking, he just have an idea in his mind that was there any way that he would be able to make his guardians feel guilty of what they had done to him. Let's see if it happens or not. So what happened is, Athens at that time had some great orators and Demosthenes has already known about them. So one of them was this orator Callistratus. Okay, he is one of the greatest orator, and Demosthenes had known about him and had admired him, okay, because of his personality, because of his popularity. So he heard that Callistratus was coming to the city and going to give a speech. Okay, so what he did, Demosthenes, he asked his tutor, his teacher, okay, who was training him, he asked his teacher, or rather I should say here that he requested, because here it is written begged. Okay, so he requested his teacher to allow him to be in the place or be in the courtroom where Callistratus will be speaking, so that he will be able to hear him. And as a result, as per the request that Demosthenes had made, the tutor made a seat for him, and Demosthenes could hear everything what Callistratus was saying. Now, while the speech was done, okay, the speech was delivered, everybody listened to Callistratus with complete attention. Now, what was the effect? What was the impression of the audience, those who were listening to Callistratus? Just see here, the speech was full of power and purpose. Everybody liked it. Callistratus, just when he finished, the Athenians crowded round him. Everyone gathered around him, and many of them even followed to his home also. So you just can imagine what kind of an impression Callistratus' speech had left on the audience. That was so powerful. That was so purposeful. Okay, they were totally captivated by that. They were totally admired. Okay, they totally admired Callistratus. Now, seeing all this, while Demosthenes all looked at this scene, now what was he thinking? He was thinking that he also want to become an orator like Callistratus, and he also one day wants to make people think about what he would be saying. He want the power of such words, he want to have the power of such words, so that people will agree with him and believe him. And not only that, that will be the side of his popularity. That is one side. And on the other side, what will happen is, when he will become popular, the family members, okay, who had done injustice with Demosthenes by not giving him any kind of good education, they will feel guilty that Demosthenes, whatever he did all by himself, not by any other's help, because the family was not even responsible to give good education to the child. So whatever he did all by himself. Okay, so he struggled a lot. Now, Demosthenes, he understood that he will have to work hard very much. So, for the next 2 years, he read history, wrote speeches, listened to famous orators, whatever was needed, what kind of practice was needed for him, the homework that he need to do for himself to get himself better at speaking. He did everything. Okay, whatever the possible things were there, he felt that those were possible and that would make him a good orator. He did everything. And now he had reached the age of 18. Okay, so when he reached the age of 18, he believed that he was ready to speak in front of the public. So as usual, he went in front of them. But before that, what happened, when he believed that he was well ready, okay, to speak, so what he did, he went in the court of law, okay, and filed a case against his parents, so that what will happen is the judge will understand the case and ask the family members to return his money. And yes, according to the decision, the family members were ordered to return Demosthenes his money. Okay, but it was too late. There was very little money left to recover, because as I had said you previously, that money is something which you cannot keep for the whole life. Once you have just only earned it, you need to keep the thing, keep on increasing. Okay, without work, without earning, the money will definitely, it will diminish. Okay, it will be finished, it won't be left anymore. So that was the case. So no such help was got from the family members, because the money, the amount of money whichever was left by Demosthenes' father, that was totally over. Okay, most of the part was totally over. The remaining part, whichever was left, that would not be enough to give Demosthenes a good education. So that was the thing. Now, what happened? Demosthenes, he was totally discouraged. He was feeling anger as well as he was very sad. But he did not give up. Now he went in front of the assembly of Athens to give the speech, but he was not actually ready for that, because the address that he went to give, that was a failure. And he understood from the audience faces that he had failed this time, and he was feeling really embarrassed. He was totally embarrassed by the situation and by the reaction that he got from the audience. Now he thought in his mind that this is the last time that I'm appearing in front of the public. After this, I'm going to stop all this. I'm not going to reappear anymore in front of the public. Now while he was leaving, one of the person standing there, he was an old man. Okay, so he had seen Demosthenes, and listening to the speech of Demosthenes, he got reminded about a great orator whose name was Pericles. Okay, and in your book also you can check that he was a great orator and an experienced, highly respected political leader as well. So the person, he went in front of Demosthenes and he touched his back, okay, and told him that do not lose hope. You should not be discouraged, because even if others have not liked, I was standing there and I have listened to your speech, and that was really good. And while I was listening to your speech, that reminded me of the great orator Pericles. So listening to this, Demosthenes, he got some courage. Okay, he felt encouraged and he tried again. But then also he was failing. Even the next time when he went, the second time again when he went, that time also he failed. Why did he fail? Now we will get to know that why he was failing consecutively again and again, because everything was okay. His topic, his speech, everything was good. But there was a problem in Demosthenes' way of speaking. Now let's see that how do we understand that. You just can see here. So when this speech, when he went for the next time, no, after he got encouraged from that old man, so he went in front of the public and he gave the speech. So this time also it was a failure. Now, well, he felt embarrassed again, and he was returning, hiding his face in his cloak. You might be thinking that what is a cloak? This is a cloak. Okay, well, there is a difference between clock and cloak. The pronunciation, we say the cloth. Okay, this thing, this is cloak, cloak. And the clock that is hanging on our wall, that is clock. Okay, clock. So that's a difference in the pronunciation as well as your concept. So coming back to the story, now see, he had hidden his face in his cloak and he was returning. So at that moment, what happened? An actor whose name was Satyrus, okay, who knew him well, followed Demosthenes, because Satyrus, while he had known Demosthenes, he had also known this thing that Demosthenes at this point of time, when his speech was a complete failure, would be in despair. Despair means feeling of hopelessness. Okay, he would be hopeless about the next trial. So what he did, Demosthenes did not hide his feelings from Satyrus. So Satyrus went to Demosthenes, and at that time Demosthenes did not hide his feelings. He told a very important thing here, that a sailor with a foolish story will make them applaud, while if I tell them tales of the glorious deeds of their own countrymen, they do not care. And he said that very bitterly. Okay, that was a very true thing, that if the people are getting any kind of foolish story about any sailor whose life does not matter, just a fictional story, just a random story, people will really like that a lot. But if about the countrymen's deeds, the heroic deeds are discussed, are informed to them, the people don't find any kind of interest in that. Okay, so that's what Demosthenes meant here. Next, so Satyrus, listening to Demosthenes, said that yes, you are true. But I'll tell you why it is so if you will recite to me some lines from one of our great poets. So, Satyrus, he told Demosthenes, I'll tell you where your problem lies. But before that, you will have to recite me some of the lines of our great poets. So, yes, as usually, listening to Satyrus, Demosthenes started that. Demosthenes recited some poems to him. He spoke the words correctly. All the words he just spoke very nicely. Okay, there was no problem. He was not even stammering also. But his voice was dull. There was no life in his voice. There was awkwardness in the way he delivered the speech. The way he was speaking, no doubt, speaking thing was good with him. He was not stammering at this time, but the way he was continuing, the flow of the words that was moving, that was not fair enough. That was not appropriate. Now what happened? To make Demosthenes understand, Satyrus repeated the same lines to him. And while Satyrus said the same lines which Demosthenes had said in the first time, while he listened to Satyrus, he was standing there with surprise. He was totally shocked. Why? He could not believe that they were the same lines, because the actor's eyes flashed, his voice rose and fell, and his body swayed as he spoke, which means that the actor, that means Satyrus, was not only speaking out the lines but also acting them according to the emotion of the words spoken. I hope you have understood what the line is saying. You might have seen the actors in the movies. How do they act? Do they simply say out the lines, or with along with the words, or the lines that are saying, they act also. Definitely they act also. Okay, so there was the mistake, and because of which Demosthenes speech was not becoming successful. Now let's see, Demosthenes understood why his speeches did not interest the Athenians. So now he understood where his mistake lies. He realized that he must not only read or recite them but also act them. So this was the main point. From that day on, Demosthenes began to work in a different way. Now what he did, when he had understood now where his mistake lies, he totally changed everything. He totally changed the pattern he was practicing. Now what he did, let's see, it's very interesting here what he does. He converted one of the cellars of his house, one of the room of his house, into a study. Just one of the room of his house into a study room. Okay, there he practiced undisturbed. Nobody disturbed him, because he used to lock himself in that room. He often lived in his study for 2 or 3 months at a stretch. He remained there undisturbed. Nobody disturbed him, and nobody was allowed in the room, because he actually locked himself in that study room. Okay, so you can see here, this will be coming up next. Now see, people used to say that he went to the seashore and shouted his speech with pebbles in his mouth. You can see he is just in front of the seashore. Okay, and I think you can also see that pebbles are there in his mouth. Okay, he is spitting out. Now let's see what else. Shouted his speech with pebbles in his mouth. It made him struggle to bring out every sound. Definitely, if you put some pebbles, some small stones in your mouth, will you be able to speak? No, that's not possible. But Demosthenes was practicing hard with that. So when he spoke without the stones, the words came through loud and clear, because he was practicing very hard. So when he would be speaking, because the practice which he was doing, no, that part was really hard for him. He was actually doing the difficult part at first, so that when he speak without the pebbles in his mouth, then his voice will be clear and loud enough. Okay, so that was the technique which he followed. So when he spoke without the stones, the words came through loud and clear. He watched himself in the mirror as he spoke to improve his expressions, gestures and actions. These are the things that we mostly do when we need to make ourselves perfect in any kind of speech, or when you are going to give any speech. Generally, or we generally, what we do, we stand in front of the mirror and we act. We give our speech and we act, so that we can see ourselves how do we look when we are giving the speech, and if there is any mistake, then we try to improve that. Okay, so he practiced speaking as he walked or ran along the seashore. See, he not only stood in a place, but he kept on running everywhere, and then he tried to keep his voice static, okay, stagnant, so that it will not move, and his speech will be proper. You just can imagine how hard he was practicing, okay, day and night, to make himself perfect, to make himself better. He raised his voice so that he could be heard over the roaring waves. You can just imagine the sound of the seashore, okay, the sound of the waves by the side of the seashore, how loud they are. And he was raising up his voice even louder than the sound of the waves, so that people will be able to hear him very properly. He also practiced speaking as he ran up a hill, so that his voice does not fluctuate. Okay, his voice will not be moving. That's how he was trying to keep his voice static. Okay, so it will not move. There will be no movement in his voice. That he will speak his line in a flow. It will go in a flow. All this trained his breath, voice and tone. Demosthenes' speeches were now filled with drama and purpose. It had purpose, no doubt. From the very beginning, Demosthenes' speeches already had a purpose, but it was lacking in drama. He was not acting them. Now he had understood how to act them. He had even learned various techniques to act as well as speak at the same time. And thus he was now no longer the boy who was shy and spoke with a stammer, because now he had become a great orator, great Athenian orator. So the wish which he had in the that we have got to know in the very beginning of the story, now it was successful, it came true, and he had become a great orator of his time. So that is all about the story, Demosthenes. You have seen that how from the very beginning he was trying. Many times it happened that he felt discouraged. Okay, he was down, his confidence got down. But either he himself or somebody else showed him the way, told him not to be discouraged, gave him encouragement and to move forward. And not only that, that is about another person. Giving encouragement is okay, but pushing yourself to work, that is completely upon yourself. If you have decided for yourself that I am not going to work, then nobody else can do the work for you. So whenever you fail in anything, do not feel discouraged, do not let down your confidence. Keep on working on it, and one day, maybe later, maybe it will be late, quite late, but you will achieve that. Okay, so that's what the moral of the story is. You should always keep on trying. So I hope that you have liked this story and you have learned a good lesson from this chapter as well. So that's all about the story. Thank you.